Now, more importantly, my next guest is a six-time UFC champion and star of an upcoming film called PITFALL, which, by the way, I've seen the trailer for. Looks insanely good. It's set to be released in theaters this Friday. And here with us now to chat all about it, Randy Couture, everyone. Look at that. How you doing, my friend?
Very good. How are you, Elliott?
I'm even better for seeing you. Like I mentioned, this film looks insane. We'll come on to that. But we'll kind of take a little brief trip back in time to your time with UFC. How did that experience with training, going out in the ring walks, the brutality of the sport and the artistry of it, how did that prepare you for your roles in this movie and in Hollywood in general?
Yeah, I think that's what opened the door for me in many, many ways. It started in stunts, obviously a physicality, being a wrestler since I was 10 years old. And that's what cracked that door open for acting. Cradle to the Grave was my very first feature film back in the early 2000s with Jet Li and DMX. Yeah. And it's kind of an eye-opener. It's like going to Oz and getting to pull the curtain back and see how they're pulling the levers to make all the smoke and fire. It's pretty interesting. Well,
I've seen the trailer, like I said. I'm a big fan of the slasher-type movies anyway. For friends of ours at home who haven't maybe caught up with it, could you give a little bit of backstory of PITFALL and what it's about?
Yeah, PITFALL, a lot of people think it's associated with the video game PITFALL, but it's nothing to do with the video game. You know, this guy gets drug out into the woods as a small boy by his parents to live off-grid. Who knows why? Dad turns a bit crazy, you know, kills mom right in front of this young boy, and the young boy eventually gets big enough to take revenge for all that, but in some ways falls into that same behavior that his father was exhibiting, and becomes the psycho too. So a lot of fun, but has a lot of heart and soul. It kind of gives you flashbacks of what kind of made this guy crazy. There's some backstory with the kids that he's actually hunting and why they're out in the woods and what's going on in their lives too. So it's not just a body count, which was something I liked about it.
And that's the thing as well. I mean, you get the character's name is the Hunter. He does come with a backstory, like you said. There's lots of references to that. Was that something that attracted you to the role, with a fleshed-out personality and character, rather than just some faceless guy who goes around slashing a bunch of kids?
Yeah, actually, that is exactly what attracted me to the script and to this character, for sure. Finding a way, you know, it's about grief in many, many ways. Yeah. This guy's experienced some grief in his life that he didn't deal with very well. These kids that he's hunting have all experienced some things in their lives as well. So I think that at the root of it is what it's all about.
And you got a good cast as well. Richard Harmon from the recently rebooted, very successful Final Destination series. Yeah. What was it like working with everyone else on the team as well?
A great cast. Richard was amazing, and kind of he's the comic relief in a little bit.
Oh, really?
The pressure relief valve, if you will, when things get really crazy, because he just has this cynical attitude in the whole film. Hates to camp, and here he is out in the woods being chased by some maniacs.
You know what? That's always one of my biggest complaints about horror films. As much as I love them, can we get some bloopers and outtakes at the end of the movie? I mean, I can imagine that, like you said, there must have been some really funny moments on set.
There was a lot of fun stuff. Very ambitiously shot this film in 18 days.
Wow.
Up in the woods of Langley outside of Vancouver, and a remarkable place to be. I felt like I was home, having grown up in Seattle, which was a unique thing for me. But yeah, very interesting. Drizzly, wet, you know, pitfalls with water and all kinds of stuff. There's a ton of stuff going on in this movie.
Well, it's not just the scenery as well. We're going to talk about some of the, you know, with the classic slasher movies, there's practical things happening, and I know the movie employed lots of practical effects.
Exactly.
Lots of hand fighting. I'm guessing with your background as well, with wrestling and fighting, did that help prepare you? And what
always,
like
yeah. I mean, like I said, I started in stunts and just kind of rallied into the acting stuff, but that opened the door. The physicality of the film. You know, this guy lives in the woods. I mean, he's an animal in many, many ways. It was a fun thing to do. I've been a hunter and an outdoorsman since I was 6 years old in the Pacific Northwest.
So natural for you.
Yeah, so there was some things there that I just gravitated towards, for sure. Shooting a bow, a lot of those things.
Obviously, you know, a lot of franchises are born out of the slasher genre, you know, the Friday the 13th, so those kind of movies. Is there a hope that there might be, if this gets great reception, that you guys will go back and the Hunter will come back, particularly without, I mean, I don't know what happens to the character necessarily, but is there a hope that this may be like the start of something big?
There's a lot of talk about that. Awesome. And I think through the festivals, this film has done very, very well. AMC decided to pick it up as one of their top 10, which is why it's getting a theatrical release coming up Friday with the AMC theaters, which is really, really cool. So There is talk about The Hunter coming back. We'll see what happens.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Randy Couture, thank you so much, my friend.
Pleasure, Elliott.
Real pleasure having you in studio. You guys have got to check it out. To join the Pitfall Insider list for first looks at theaters near you, exclusive swag drops, and chilling updates from the team, just head to pitfall-movie.com. And it hits theaters, like Randy said, this Friday at AMC Theaters.